to learning after a spell away. Let's find out more with Fergus McKay from the Centre of Lifelong Learning at the University of Warwick. Good morning to you, Fergus. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, Vic. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. It seems like quite a daunting experience to go back to. It was daunting going to university at 18. To sort of to try again now, is that presumably there's lots of support to help get you back into the system?
Yeah. I mean, we're very lucky where we are in Coventry because we've got a number of opportunities for adults to return to learn. And particularly at the University of Warwick, well, I would say that, wouldn't I? But we've had long experience, 30, 40 years of working with adults. And I think you're right to flag up at the outset that it is a real daunting prospect for someone to walk back into an educational institution when they may have left at 14 or 15, disillusioned or sort of feeling that it was not really for them at that particular time. And I think institutions like Warwick and the fine colleges in the city and also in Warwickshire have vast experience, experienced practitioners who are able to work with individuals to bring out the very best talents that they have and enable them to succeed. And so what they have are particular courses which enable them to work into programs of study. So it will bring out within them the sort of skills that are required, and it will develop those skills, and it will also utilize their life experiences and will celebrate them. So it's not as if it's something that is detrimental, and it can, as I say, be daunting. Perceptually it can be daunting, but actually in reality, these are very welcoming programs of study and ultimately empower people to succeed. And we've got a long history of that at Warwick, and I'm happy to talk about that if you'd like.
Well, let's first of all, if I can, talk about how it works, because there were, like you said, there'll be some people who left school at 14 or 15, perhaps didn't have any qualifications, but just because you weren't academic as a youngster doesn't necessarily mean you don't have a propensity for learning as you get older.
Absolutely. Some of the finest minds in this country are people who have, for one reason or another, followed the traditional path of going from school into education and further education, and actually have, through no fault of their own, chosen another pathway. But within themselves, they have always felt, when they've listened to others, I think that, I know that, I know the answer to that, and yet they feel sort of, locked in, if you like, because of the fact that they've not had the opportunity to go on and study. But that sometimes, and it can be, research has shown it can be a critical moment in their lives. It can be something that's happened to them. They might have been caring for someone, and that's no longer the case, or there may have been, something's happened in their private life, or something's happened in their working life, which has enabled them to think at a particular age. And there's no age to that, by the way. It can be in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. We've had a gentleman at the University of Warwick who's studying in his 80s. So that curiosity, which I think lies within the very soul of us all, it never goes away. And I think that to have that opportunity, and there are opportunities for people to study, is really exciting and really empowering. And the evidence that we've got is that overwhelmingly the experience is good when people return to learn, given the right opportunities, and that they prosper.
Presumably then, you'll welcome this announcement today then that there's going to be help available to allow everyone, it seems, access to a loan to get learning again.
Yeah, I was saying to your colleague earlier, I think the devil's always in detail with these educational bills, and it'd be very interesting to see whether the government plans to provide loans for everybody to undertake any form of learning, or whether they're going to tag that learning, to particular programs of study, which I have no problem with if they're about retraining. I think it's very important for this to be seen as an economic regenerator. But I would hope that there would be opportunities for people to embark on other forms of learning as well, which may be accredited, or in other words, they end up at the end result in a qualification, or they may be non-accredited.